Libra family, hello and welcome to your November 2024 tarot forecast. I'm Ms. Eden, and Libra, I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is going to be a general reading for Libra sun, moon, and rising sign, but know that we all have a little bit of that Libra influence in our birth chart. So just take a look and see which house does Libra fall in for you in your unique birth chart, family. Don't sweat it, Libras. If you don't catch this video right after I post, know that there is a time and a place for you to receive this message. And I do hope that when you catch this video, when you feel that urge, that tingle to just sit down and watch or listen, that there'll be something in this video, in this message for my beautiful Libra family. Know that because this is a collective reading, Libra, and this is for the general Libra family, not every single thing is going to hit for every single one of y'all. So take what does hit for you and leave the rest for others. All right, fam? Now, if you like what you see over here, I do also have an Instagram account. I don't mess with too many other socials, but you can head on over there. That link is in my bio, family. And there's all sorts of things that get posted on my Instagram that don't always cross over to my YouTube here. One of the newest things that you can find on my Instagram is the announcement, which I do think I posted over here, but I'll get into more detail, that I am now accepting bookings for private tarot readings. Yay! So if y'all are interested in doing a private tarot reading or having one, maybe even gifting one to a friend, a loved one, get with me, and you can do that through going over to my Instagram. Again, that link for my Instagram can be found in my bio here, y'all. And then send me a DM to book a reading and see what options are out there for you. I also have a special promotion going on since I just released this announcement. I figured we would do like a little Black Friday sale, and half off of readings right now is what I'm offering through the end of November. So if you book with me through the end of November, you will get half off of your tarot reading. These are 45-minute tarot readings. And y'all, this is just a great deal. It won't last forever, so I wanted to make sure I came out with a nice bang for y'all, bang for your buck. So yeah, you can find all that info and more on my Instagram. Okay, family? Thank you all for all your love, support. It has meant the world and has helped this channel grow. So I am so grateful to all the family there for all your likes, all your comments. I really love hearing from y'all and hearing how these readings hit for you. So keep those comments coming. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become one of the family, y'all, so you can keep up to date with all the most recent tarot readings and astrology updates that I give. All right, family. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because I wouldn't be where I am without y'all here. All right, I do love doing the readings, but I know that it also takes y'all engaging and watching this to help this channel grow. So thank y'all, sending y'all so much love. And I know that we have some new subscribers. Welcome to all the new Libra family as well. Libra, I hope that there's something in here for you. So definitely let me know in the comments. I love, love, love hearing from y'all for the 50th time. Just going to say it again for the 51st. All right, we're going to do a little something different this month, Libra family. We are going to do our normal astrology check-in and the tarot reading, of course, but I'm also going to bring in a little bit of intuitive reading and an oracle card pull for us to set the tone. So yeah, we'll do that all today, and we're going to start with our astrology highlights for November, then do our intuitive, the oracle card, and then the tarot spread. All right, fam, that's the agenda. And thank y'all, Libra family, for being so patient as I get this video out to you. I know it has taken a while. It has been a busy November for me, so thank y'all so much. I really wanted to have these done a lot earlier, so again, thank you for your patience. Now, coming into November, let's talk the themes. The first half of November, and I'm filming this right after this mid-November full moon in Taurus, which we'll get to. All right, just so you know when I'm filming this. This is kind of midway through. But the first half of November gave us the opportunity to go deep within and transform our ego selves. Those lower operating frequencies that have been putting out more blocks than providing more opportunities to connect and release and learn. So this has really been an opportunity this first half of November for us to go deep within. And there's probably been a lot of transformation with it being Scorpio season, with that happening, that deep dive into the inner self, right? Now, the second half of November is where we start to see more outward movement begin. And don't get it twisted, family. There's going to be plenty of movement that we're already experiencing, both inward and outward. But where the first half is more inward focused, the second half of November is going to be a lot more emphasis on the outward world. And this is going to be themes about truth that's coming to light with our power structures, our governmental systems, and those shifting dynamics within those power structures. Okay, we're also going to see a lot of emphasis about getting strict and disciplined with ourselves and bringing in a lot more spiritual practices into our day-to-day lives. So we'll get into all that with these astrology notes for November. Now, on the 1st of November, we had a new moon in Scorpio. Talk about diving deep into transforming the ego self. New moons are all about and giving us the energy to start new paths, new beginnings, plant new seeds. And with it in Scorpio, the sign of transformation and change, power. Okay, also secrets. Where can we go deep within to transform that inner power self, where we source our inner power from? So that was very, very much, inner work is not easy, y'all. The transformation process of Scorpio is like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And remember that the phoenix has to burn itself down completely before it can rise again so beautifully. All right. With Scorpio energy, that is absolutely what we're being beckoned to do. And it is a painful process, that burning down and breaking down of old structures, of old paradigms and blocks, perhaps even for lifetimes, that have generations, right? That we are now just like, no more. We are releasing and setting free and making space for the new moon. Now, on the 2nd of November, Mercury moved into Sagittarius, which is going to give us a lot of energy and creative fire for new insights and ideas. Mercury governs all sorts of thoughts, creativity, inspiration, but also oversees travel, technology, medicine. So we might have been feeling a little bit of that urge to travel or have all sorts of new maybe insights and things coming to mind around the 2nd of November. The 3rd of November was a very spicy time, and these days are always not exactly just on the day that I'm speaking. Again, these transits can affect a lot on either side of these dates that I'm giving, okay, like a day or two, depending. But on the 3rd of November, we had a lot of action with Mars. Mars moved into Leo. Okay, Mars is the planet of aggression, that fiery, warlike energy. It is a very creative sign, but very planet, but very fast-moving, aggressive, doesn't always think before moving, kind of shoots first, asks questions later, and is very much tied with the ego self. So Mars moved into Leo, a fire sign. Okay. Also about like, see me, look at me, like the self, the ego. But Leo is a little bit warmer, a little bit sunnier, and a little bit more creative, right? Like the creative self. Mars, that same day it moved into Leo, was also conjunct Pluto, the planet of power and transformation, which is tied to the sign of Scorpio, and is like the higher octave of Mercury, Pluto. Okay, and all of those traits of Mercury. The Mars also was trine the moon on November 3rd. So this was a very combustible, spicy time where our ego selves, those darker, lower frequency elements of the ego self, were really coming to light for us to see and hopefully learn from and clear out. All right. We might have been very easily triggered. And I know on the mass scale here in the US, where I am based, that fell right around our election. So it was definitely a spicy time around the days surrounding the 3rd of November. Now, on the 11th of November, Venus moved into Capricorn. Venus is the planet of love, of sensuality, enjoying all the like sensual, tactile pleasures of life. But with it in Capricorn, an earth sign, this is all about bringing structure to those things, people, places, communities that we love. Also, a little bit of a warning during this transit of Venus in Capricorn is that we may have some power dynamics, some manipulation, some control issues come up in relation to things that we love. So be very mindful that we're not trying to like squeeze and control those things that we love and manipulate it to do what we want, right? This can, again, not just be people, but communities, places, things that we love, is all tied to Venus. So just make sure we're not overindulging. Capricorn can bring great structure to make sure we're not like falling head over heels in this Venusian energy and kind of reel it in a little bit. But really be mindful that keep that mantra of like, if you love it, we need to set it free, right? The 15th was a big day, and I'm filming this right after that. So we're still working with this energy of these transits of the 15th. We had a full supermoon in Taurus. This was the 4th supermoon in a row and the final supermoon of 2024. That same day, Saturn stationed direct, meaning it was retrograde, and now it's direct, y'all, in the sign of Pisces. So we're going to get into both of these. Let's start with the full moon energy, since that's, hitting strong, because again, those supermoons, the moon is much closer to the planet Earth, and we're feeling those effects a lot deeper. So full moons represent culminations, learning from the past cycle to wrap it up so we can step forward onto those new cycles with a new moon energy. But with a full moon in Taurus, Taurus is our earth sign, also governed by the planet Venus. So where can we bring a lot more balance into self-care, how we take care of ourselves, how we manage our finances, because Taurus also governs our financial systems, our food production and agricultural systems. What are we putting in our bodies that has not been very good for us, that we can, again, have we been overindulging with that Venusian pleasure kind of emphasis? Because Venus was in, what comes right before Capricorn? Sag. Okay, so we might have been like a little more like, giving into those like fiery, creative inspirations and things, which may not have always been great for us. So it's time to reel it in, and we need to think about new things that we can do and not lean into that Tauran stubbornness that is always present. Tauran doesn't like change, but this is like where we need to step past the stubbornness with this full moon and embark into totally new routines and structures. Saturn moving direct is also the taskmaster planet. Saturn is a strict, firm, kind of stern fatherly figure that wants you to get all your homework done before you have any fun. And it seems really harsh, but remember that they really have your best interest at heart, right? They want you to learn and grow. But Saturn energy can do that in a very tense and harsh way. So Saturn is moving direct in Pisces, and that emphasis of where can we get very disciplined about our spiritual practices is going to be a big part of the second half of November. So Saturn is going to be in the final degree of Pisces. We call that the anaretic degree in astrology. And that is a big deal because that is like another full moon type of energy. We are culminating something and wrapping something up before Saturn moves into the next sign, which is Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and it will be at 1 degree of Aries. Okay, again, begging us to work on our ego selves. So, where can we get in touch and go deeper with those spiritual connections, those spiritual practices, and really bring that discipline into our regular day-to-day lives is what Saturn is going to be begging us to do the second half of November. Now, the 19th of November, you're going to hear all the astrologers, all the spiritualists talking about this day because Pluto is moving into Aquarius. This is a big deal because Pluto transits are long. They don't shift easily or quickly like Mercury. Not that Mercury transits shift easily, but the inner planets, Mercury, Mars, Venus, change sign a lot faster than Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Uranus. And Pluto has been in Capricorn since 2008. Think about what was going on in the world in 2008. Capricorn governs, again, financial systems with that earth sign, tangible resources, but also control and governmental systems. So think about what was happening with that shift with our money, our financial systems, our governments around 2008. And it is now shifting into Aquarius until 2044. So that's how long Pluto will now be in Aquarius. This is about transforming Pluto, transforming power from top-down government systems, power from the few at the top who have all the resources, all the money, all the control, all the power, all the things, into more laterally distributed power with Pluto, again, power and control and transformation, and to Aquarius, power to the people. So this is going to be a longer shift that we're only at the beginning of right now, Libra family, where we're seeing a change and a total breakdown of this old power structure that's very much rooted in the material world. And we're shifting it to community-based power, to the many, equal power, where it's not just like another group has now more power over another. This is about equal distribution of power amongst the masses. So just to let you know, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius was in the late 1700s, like the 1770s to 90s, I believe like 1777 to 1791, perhaps, give or take. And that was the time of the American Revolution and the French Revolution. So where can we learn from the past as we step forward into the future, right? Where are we moving towards? The energy of Aquarius is all about bringing justice and truth. It's a revolutionary sign. We might see a lot of new development with innovation and technology during that, because just like Mercury, Aquarius can govern really new, innovative kind of thinking and out of the box ideas. So we might see a lot of new development with technologies, artificial intelligence, but also a lot of new information coming to us about our knowledge about our galaxy and our place in the universe, because Aquarius fucks with that kind of shit too. So it's a big paradigm shift that all of us are feeling now, because it's not just like, oh, on the 19th, we're going to start feeling it. No, we've been seeing the building to this, the breaking down of this Pluto and Capricorn structure to make way for Pluto and Aquarius energy, because it's coming, whether you want it or not, it's coming. On the 21st of November, Sagittarius season begins. And then right on the heels of that, Libra, we have Mercury going retrograde in the sign of Sagittarius. So, big month ahead of us. And it's going to be a welcome slowdown. I know we hear Mercury retrograde and we're all, and up in arms about it. Welcome these slowdowns, because whether you like it or not, communication, technology, travel are going to hit disrupts and bumps. So you might as well ride with the slower energy and proofread everything, double check everything. Don't plan on launching anything or signing contracts during a Mercury retrograde cycle, because you're most likely going to hit delays and have to come back and redo it anyway. Any word with an RE prefix, re, is perfect vocabulary for a Mercury retrograde cycle, okay? So just take it slow and allow those insights and inspiration, that energy for new creations with Sagittarius being in Mercury, allow it to come to you in those moments of stillness, because that's where we really do receive those beautiful insights and epiphanies, right? Is when we're still, not when we're moving and grinding. So those are the themes for the astrology of the month, Libra. Thank you for riding with me. I know it was a long astrology breakdown, but it's important that we all know the greater energy and influences that are coming up for all of us, because I think it explains a lot of what we're all feeling right now, of like this discomfort and maybe dis-ease as we're just transitioning and shifting into completely new paradigms that humanity has, frankly, really never been through before. So we're all into stepping onto this journey, this brand new path together. And I noticed that a lot of us are having like these higher frequencies and higher connections with the non-physical, with other realms and energies and our intuitive abilities. That is all being powered up, it sounds like, for the collective, the more I kind of tune in and pay attention to that. So let's talk your intuitive guidance for the month. When I tapped in and did a little meditating to center myself before I get into pulling the cards for your reading, what I noticed and saw when I asked to be shown some, let's see, how should I phrase it? When I asked to be shown what's important for Libra to understand, I was shown a kitchen and a kitchen table and this big bowl of spaghetti pasta being served to a family, kind of a nuclear looking family, mom, dad, couple of kids, little 50s looking. It was a little, like checkered, black and white checkered floor. Anyway, I'm not going to get into all the details because that's not the point. The point is this bowl of pasta and the family aspect. Okay. And then I saw it was like the pasta noodles of spaghetti turned into energetic lines of connection. These they looked strings, we could say, these energetic strings that you form and connect, all of us. We form and connect these with other people, other living creatures, plants, animals, places, things. We create energetic bonds between them. And they oftentimes look like strings connecting between our chakras. A lot of the time the heart chakra, that's why I keep going from here, because we're connected emotionally to them, right? So the noodles almost represent these energetic strings that you have connected to your community, to your family this month. And then I saw kind of storm clouds forming in the kitchen. So maybe there's some bumps in the road with the family and the tighter community for a lot of my Libra fam and community this month. I know I'm being a little redundant. I apologize. I tend to do that. Repeat words and phrases a lot. So just rock with me. I'm going to try and find fresh vocabulary for y'all. Now, there is one other thing that came across before I came back kind of down to the physical, one could say, out of the meditative state to do the oracle card pull. And that was the connection with dolphin energy, water, the ocean, and orcas. That came up a little bit too. But Lemurian energy came up for Libra this month. And I think it will be important, Libra, that you dive a little bit into the dolphin swimming hole that is dolphin energy, dolphin frequency, dolphin wisdom. Look into that. Look into Lemurian energy and their connection there, because they are connected. Those whale, dolphin, sea creatures, mer people, and the Lemurian connection. So there's something there for you to gain some wisdom from. I'm not an expert on that, but I love diving deep into all those things. So I think that might hold some wisdom for some of my Libra. If y'all gain any insights with that, please let me know and come back in the comments if you feel like sharing. Now, for our oracle card pull, I was called for Libra this month to go with my herbal astrology deck, which I absolutely love. If y'all would like me to do any oracle deck reviews or tarot deck reviews, please let me know in the comments, because I've been thinking about it. And maybe you've been pondering, oh, do I want to buy that deck? But you haven't wanted to execute because you've wanted to know a little bit more about it. Let me know in the comments. I would be happy to do a review for y'all. So the oracle pull for my Libra family this month was Kava Kava, Community, number 48. I think we should read this card. And then I'll show you what was on the bottom of the deck. And we may or may not read it, depending. I know these videos are getting long with all this, but definitely let me know if you like the inclusion of this new stuff. Maybe you don't mind the length of it being closer to like 45 minutes rather than 30. So Kava Kava, all right? Celebration, kinship with your tribe, community, friendship, union, finding your chosen family. It can also mean separation, seriousness, not wanting to connect with others, or loneliness. It is represented, this herb, by Pluto and the moon. And I love that with this deck, is that it's not only the herbs, it's the planet energies that they're connected with. Beautiful job with this deck. Love it. 10 out of 10. Kava in Tonga means bitter, and in Hawaiian it's called Awa. I might have pronounced that wrong. Please correct me phonetically in the comments if I am. AWA with an apostrophe before the first A. Legend has it that Kava was brought over to the islands by the gods Cain and Kanaloa. There we go. From their ancestral Polynesia. Kava was known as the drink of the gods and honored across the Pacific Islands. Kava is believed to have first originated in northern Vanuatu thousands of years ago. Considering the planet lacks seeds or a means of Considering the plant lacks seeds or a means to self-propagate, it is believed that it was tended to by the gods until the first indigenous people arrived. Kava tea was regarded as a blessing and poured into shrines, then later drunk by the kahuna, or spiritual leaders of the ceremony. It was considered holy and only given to those of high rank, but eventually it became, sorry, I had to turn the page and I don't want to put the card down, more widely accessible, and to this day it is drunk in ceremony to bring the community together. Sometimes called the intoxicating pepper, the effects of kava are a curious combination of deep relaxation alongside stimulation to the central nervous system. Kava is relaxing to muscles and dampens pain, while increasing flow of thoughts. Kava can greatly increase mental clarity, ease depression, confusion, and sorrow, and sharpen your intuition. Kava directly affects the limbic system and control center of our emotions, just as the moon does too. Plutonian herbs like kava cause deep transformation in our emotional mind. The guidance of Pluto is that of regeneration, allowing us to decompress from accumulated emotions through the volcanic power of catharsis. The guidance from kava is kava's energy moves through our nervous system like a butterfly, relaxing, widening, and assisting us in surrendering. Although you might be amid an important moment in your life, remember that you don't have to do it alone. Absolutely. When you widen your circles intentionally, you receive support from the universe and others to join you on the path. To fully draw upon butterfly's medicine, it gently invites us to observe our position in the community in this moment. Are you a protector, creator, connector, or visionary? And how does that correlate this moment in your life alongside your personal evolution? Egg, caterpillar, cocoon, or butterfly? Oftentimes, finding your purpose within your community and then Oftentimes, finding your purpose within your community and the parallels with your inner journey can provide great relief and meaning. Yes, Libra, absolutely, that is the energy. And 48, bubbling down numerologically, you always add up double digits or numerous digits, multi-digit numbers, until they go down to a single digit. So 4 plus 8 gives us 12. 2 plus 1 equals 3, right? So that kava card, think about maybe those numbers have been showing up for you. But community is going to be very important. You don't have to go at it alone. Hence the internal messages that I picked up of your connection to community. Okay, what kind of darkness might be surrounding you? Maybe it's not darkness with the community, it's that the community can help alleviate some of that darkness with the storm clouds that I saw in the kitchen. Now, at the bottom of the deck, you had elder, wisdom. Sorry, I just don't want it to fall out of the box because I did put them back. But that card number 28 adds to 10. You have a lot of 10 energy in this reading, Libra, coming up. So you'll see that. So wisdom from the elders, from your ancestors, from your community, okay? Those that you trust, those that have proved themselves, those that provide a judgment-free, safe space for my Libras are going to be very important this month. So let's get into it, Libra. Here you are, the Hierophant. Deeply spiritual card. This could also be about commitments and marriages, but the Hierophant is about gaining a lot of spiritual knowledge and connection, so much so that you could almost teach others. This could be about a spiritual teacher or guide coming into my Libra's life. Maybe some of my Libras are stepping up into that role of teacher or guide because y'all have been taking this spiritual growth quest, like Saturn in Pisces, really seriously recently. So there you are. Maybe, again, some of my Libras are in search of, maybe in need of some spiritual guidance right now. So this doesn't always have to be a physical person. It can be information gained from text, you know, from other resources. I gain a lot of my information through different ways. I don't have one specific person that I work with. Yeah, that's not always accessible to me, right? The people that I might want to work with aren't located locally where I am. So the internet has brought a lot of wonderful ability to connect with ideas and people that I wouldn't be able to connect with would we not have that internet connection. Rest has been very important, and restoration, your connection again with your spiritual higher self, the ancestors, your guides, your angels. Rebalancing and restoring is deeply important because that spiritual connection is beckoning you to restore. Something has been out of balance for my Libras. This is also about being seen and recognized. This is the card of Aquarius, right? Community. There it is, community right there, humanitarianism, okay? Now is the time, the month, Libra, this is the month to restore yourself. You've given a lot to others. Now's the time to focus on you, your spiritual development, your sacred rest and restoration and rejuvenation. And if you take that time, you are going to have all that fiery energy with this King of Swords. Now I'm using a different deck, and not, I don't want to say that, not the major arcana, but the face cards, okay, like King, Queen, Knight, Page, a little bit different in this deck, so I will translate that. The Knight in these decks is actually the King. I know it's a little confusing, but you will have that energy that you need if you focus on the rest. You're not going to get there if you don't focus on the internal piece. Okay, and then once you focus on the internal piece, look at that fire coming out of you. You're going to know exactly how to wield and harness your energy. This is like being all sorts of creative and imaginative, like just walking into a room, being the life of the party that everyone notices, you know, knowing how to wield your energy in complete control of it. And I know that my Libras like that control, but right now things are a little bit out of balance for some of my Libras. So to bring that back, touching base with your sacred higher self, that spiritual connection, learning more about that through stillness and rest is going to be deeply important to get you back to that raring to go kind of energy. Because you have fortune, karmic changes, Wheel of Fortune coming for you. Things have been happening and changing. Remember, the karmic wheel always turns. The only constant is change. But you have the opportunity this month, Libra, to make sure that wheel's turning up for you. Because the next card that's coming, look at that, another 10 of Pentacles. This is about your legacy. What are you leaving for your family? What are you setting down roots for that's going to last the long haul? That is on your mind right now. And this is about your resources, like those physical things around you. Okay, those things that you've worked really hard to set up. So again, the opportunity is there. The universe, you got a lot of major arcana in this reading, Libra. So the universe is really speaking to you that change needs to happen. You need to do things in a very different way. And part of that is like kind of surrendering, right? Surrendering to the universe, surrendering to your spiritual community, surrendering to yourself, surrendering to your community physically, you know? And again, you're going to have that blessing of new energy, that Ace of Wands, new projects, new ideas, new things happening, new trips, new moves. Maybe some of y'all are thinking about it. Moving locations, changing things up. Okay, things like you're going to have all that fiery burst of creativity, of energy, of power, of knowing how to conceptualize something and work it on the energetic level that you can then ground down into the physical and create a material, like alchemize it materially. Bring it from non-physical into physical. That potential is there for y'all. but it's going to take change, doing things in a different way and putting the focus a lot more on self-care first. Because you got the Empress to give you that extra oomph of leaning into creativity, your heart's desires and passions to fuel you forward. If you don't know which step to take, which step feels better, softer, more in line with that sparks your creativity, your creative fire, right? That which makes you giggle and laugh and feel happy and lighter. This is about sourcing that sacred feminine energy through the heart space. She is very much a creator of empires, but she could also be a creator of literal human beings and babies. So be very careful also this month that you have this energy present of like pregnancy and marriage. Okay? So if that's what you want, fantastic. Mazel tov. But if, pregnancy is not something y'all want, just be careful on that, okay? Because the energy is rife for that, for my Libras this month. Okay, but this is also about what can you do from a place of stillness to create in your world and manifest. Again, create and manifest from the non-physical into the physical. That potential is there. And being like the Empress, she is like the only being in the deck that sits on a throne of pillows in the traditional Rider-Waite. So she is doing this from a space of rest. You will not believe, Libra, what you can accomplish through a space of stillness and rest. That is not luxury. You have the right to it. And there is power there, which is why those Pluto and Capricorn systems don't want you resting, because there is so much power in the creative space. And in that sacred feminine, that looks a lot like the dark womb, right? Creation happens in the darkness. The seed sprouts first underground before it ever touches the light, correct? Right, Libra? Think about that. The darkness doesn't always have to be scary. It is where creation happens, especially with that sacred feminine. And boom, if you lean into that, it's nothing but blessings for you, Libra. Ace of Cups, your cup will be overflowing emotionally. Those dark clouds at the dinner table, the spaghetti dinner table that I saw, they will be relieved because you will be leaning into those things which emotionally fill your cup. Those creative endeavors and people and places and communities that fill your cup. And then you'll be right back to where you want to be. But it's going to take stillness. It's going to be a bit of surrendering, which I know a lot of my Libras don't like to do. We all like to be in control, right? And then you have this Four of Cups energy. So luxury, again, like revel in it. You are going to create the time and space for you to think and pause. What is it that does emotionally make my cup overflow? What can I create? And I don't want to say indulge in, but like when I say indulge in, I mean like go indulge in nature. Go indulge in those self-care practices that bring you back to center. Because look at that. Your cup is overflowing and spirit has messages for you. So if you don't find stillness, you will miss the messages and the guidance. And especially if there's moments this month where you're not sure of the direction to go, that's why it's like trust in your community, both in the non-physical and down here on the physical, to guide you. You don't got to know all the steps and all the directions. It's okay to not know and be unsure. And that's coming up. We'll have that reemphasized in a moment. Now, if you do stay in this headspace, Libras, where you are completely disconnected from your heart, you are only truth seeking and trying to focus on the reality before you without also connecting into your inner self and how you're feeling doing with that and the paths to lead forward through a heart-centered space. If you're just cutting through all that and focused on like kind of harshly the facts, there's going to be loss for you there. You have to bring a heart-centered element into this because you got the Seven of Swords coming up as well. Now this is the card that always gets represented as like lying, cheating, stealing, someone's not being honest with you. But very rarely do I hear the reflection of this card, which I do like this meaning that I've come to understand is like, how are we lying, cheating, stealing from ourselves? It's not just someone else. That like we do that to ourselves plenty. And by focusing a little bit too much on the control, on like not coming from the heart and bringing in balance, just, yeah, truth-centered, but like really cruelly, like emotionless, maneuvering of it through a situation, it's gonna bring, again, it's not, let me back it up. It's gonna bring this feeling like, again, this old habit of like, I gotta do it myself. I have to deal with everything myself, whatever. And you have all swords coming up right now. So this could be health matters for some of my Libra this month that have come up. You don't have to deal with it by yourself. Quit stealing from your own happiness and lean into community. You have so many reminders this month that it's all about community. Community, okay? You need to lean into your community, both higher level, higher frequency, non-physical, sacred communities, and physical communities. Because it's not going to be a good path for you to stay in your head and just deal with it all yourself this month. You don't have to. You are only going to be lying to yourself that you can really get through it. This, I think, is a moment for a lot of my Libras where community is going to be that saving grace for you in ways that you don't even understand yet. Because then we got the 10 of Swords. You're stabbing yourself in the back. I think a lot of this is self-reflected for Libras. So I know that this is like someone's lying, cheating, stealing. In some ways, for some of my Libras, maybe it is outward. Someone else is not being honest and taking from you and taking from your mental well-being. Taking from something, not being truthful in a business matter, right? And so it's made you felt like stabbed in the back, ruin, futility and ruin. And this is that card where you got, all the swords in the back. But you got to remember that after this, like the bad things have happened. Now the water is calmer and the sun, again, the storm clouds are breaking and there is sun in the future. Okay, so you got to think about kind of like what lies beyond just that vision in the traditional Rider-Waite deck of the body with all the swords in it. Okay, but this is, I think, for some of my Libras too, not just outward events. This is also inner events. Do not stay in your own mind to torture yourself like you got to go through whatever it is that's taxing your mind. And it could be maybe a health matter for some of y'all. It could be, but it's something up here that you've been thinking about. Don't keep it up here alone. That's going to lead you to ruin. You don't have to take all that burden on and do it all by yourself, Libra. That's going to add more stress and it's going to make the situation worse, okay? Again, the universe is like, this is a rebirth for you. The reason all this is happening is because this is a rebirth with this Eon. This is the Judgment card. So understand that this is a fresh new cycle, that you are very much like a shiny-eyed, bright-eyed child too, like very ignorant, allow it to be ignorant in a good way. You are relearning, not even relearning, scratch that. You are learning new behaviors, accepting all the things that have come before in your path, both good and bad, showing yourself compassion. You need to be. And the universe is supporting that and guiding you on this new path. And it's saying, if you go down that new path, you got nothing but gain. Material, you're going to alchemize and materialize so much gain and stability and support, where you can sit in your garden and be so grateful for all the work that you've done and all the current reality that you've brought yourself. All right? But again, you're going to have this moment where you feel like, I'm in new territory, the moon, I don't know where I'm scared. There's a lot of unknowns here. I feel like I'm walking down a dark tunnel with no light. Yeah. That's the thing about these new paths and journeys, right? We're all on these completely unknown journeys. But let's lead with excitement, Libra family, instead of fear. Because if we lead with excitement, that change that is inevitably coming, whether you like it or not, if you lead with hope and surrender and understanding and patience, self-love, self-compassion, leaning into your communities and your creativity. This unknown, again, it too shall pass, and it won't stay unknown forever. All right, beautiful Libra, sending y'all so much love for the month of November. Bye, fam.